The SITA Hackathon that took place over the weekend has seen a diverse range of teams eager to accept the challenge of using technology to address social challenges. The hackathon is meant to create a new breed of problem-solving and solution-oriented SMMEs to solve these challenges through fresh and innovative ideas, as well as to create opportunities to commercialize winning solutions to develop digital skills. To tell us more is SITA's acting CEO Ntutule Tshenye from our Durban Studio. Good afternoon to you and welcome to our program. Firstly, tell us about what necessitated the gathering to talk about technology and innovation.
Good afternoon. We are very excited as the State Information Technology Agency to actually be holding this annual information and communications technology gathering of multiplicity of partners to really come and look at how the use of ICTs or technology will actually help us, one, advance, the 4IR or Fourth Industrial Revolution that we talk about, but most importantly that we can bring services to our people, the citizens of South Africa.
Most of the time when we try to bring entrepreneurs into the fold, we found that they're actually not data specialists. Some of them are not well informed, as in like being, technologically savvy. How do we integrate an ordinary entrepreneur into the fold?
Absolutely. So, and that is the challenge that, of course, we see in South Africa, as in many other developing, countries and economies. So what we do twofold. So one, you've spoken about the hackathon earlier on. So the hackathon for us is really a skills development opportunity where we then have got young people that we can then be able to help them have access to state-of-the-art technologies that they can then be able to develop amazing solutions and applications that will then solve, problems that we face as a country, especially in the public sector. And so, of course, as they do this, then they would then graduate later on into becoming full-fledged, small, medium enterprises that will then be part of the SITA partnership in developing these various solutions. And so we have had a number of engagements with these SMMEs starting on the 24th as well as the 25th of this month here in Durban, where we then brought along as well the original equipment manufacturers as well as the original software manufacturers like your Microsoft to then come and spend time with these SMMEs to make sure that we can identify the opportunities that are there that these SMMEs can take on board so that they can really be able to move into the market and be able to get their offerings well received and actually benefiting from the work that they are doing in developing these solutions.
So how do SMMEs get insights on how to scale innovation and achieve full value of technology investments?
Yeah, one of those is obviously to engage with, to partner with these companies, right? So if you look at the companies that we had during this week, we had Microsoft, we had Cisco, we had Huawei, we had IBM. These are huge multinational companies, but that does not mean that we then would exclude, locally based companies. But just to give an example with these ones, as SITA would then get into framework agreements with these companies. And one of the things that we would agree to is that we would then be able to give opportunities to SMMEs to then be able to either provide, support and maintenance services or actually be able to develop the solutions themselves. So we cannot undermine, the work that our SMMEs are doing. It's just unbelievable. If you look into the various, streams within the 4IR that we talk about, we've got SMMEs here that are doing, blockchain, that are doing, various Internet of Things, that are doing big data analytics, robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So the SMMEs are fully, embedded into the developments that we see today in technology. So they are refusing to stay back. They are saying, this is something that we are already doing, and so let's make sure that we can participate and see how we can then start localizing and building indigenization within the service provision industry.
There's been so much disruption due to technology and innovation. How differently is disruption of the fourth industrial revolution going to play out from the digital and automation era?
Absolutely. I think, and that's one of the key things, is that, we are looking at disruption here. We are no longer able, with the fast pace of technology and the fourth industrial revolution, we are no longer able to really follow a mundane, very incremental approach, to development. These technologies are providing opportunities for going beyond leapfrogging. You don't have to follow a particular, chronological step to then be able to participate. And these technologies are enabling that. If you think about it, once you take artificial intelligence and you put it into, your supply chain processes or any of your operations, then all of a sudden you achieve phenomenal changes to, the way you would ordinarily do work. So one of the things that we're looking at is then saying to the SMMEs that, you have to move beyond just digitization at the data level. You've got to move up, that hierarchy all the way to the top, where you start talking digital transformation. So the difference there will be that digitization will just be about, turning analog systems, into digital, whereas digital transformation at the top of that pyramid will then start talking to how you embed technologies into your business models, and how do you begin to scale drastically within that space. And I think that is what now enables the kind of disruption that has to happen. So there is no way of actually avoiding the disruption that has to come with this. You've got to move very, very rapidly, and the technologies allow for that.
All right. Thank you very much for making time to speaking to us. That's Ntutule Tshenye, coming to us live from our Durban studio. He is, of course, the CEO of the State Information Technology Agency. And over to Peter.